Join us on an animated journey with three idiots, a story about three friends. Two of them embark on a quest to find their long-lost friend who inspired them to think differently. Farhan is aboard a flight that's just minutes from departure when he receives a shocking phone call. As the plane ascends, he tries to reach the stewardess, but a sudden sharp pain in his chest causes him to collapse, unconscious. The pilots quickly land the plane, and Farhan is rushed out in a wheelchair. Suddenly, he opens his eyes, revealing he faked the heart attack. After doing some jumping jacks to show he's fine, he runs off. Then, he hurries to his friend Raju's house and calls him with news that their third friend, Rancho, is back. The news shocks Raju, who hastily dresses and runs out, forgetting his pants in the rush. When the friends meet, they're too excited about Rancho to worry about missing pants. They head to their old engineering college, expecting Rancho but find Chatter, a former classmate known for being self-centered and naive. Chatter reveals a bet made in college to see who would be most successful after 10 years, which he remembered and used to bring them together, boasting about becoming a vice president and millionaire. The friends don't care about his success, they just want to see Rancho, who vanished after college and never contacted them again. Chatter claims Rancho is in Shimla and wants to show off his success, but Farhan and Raju agree to go, indifferent to his bragging. A flashback reveals their college days. Farhan and Raju shared a room with Rancho. On their first night at college, where seniors had a mean tradition of making new students undress and bow to them. But Rancho didn't go along with it. He stayed in his room and wouldn't come out, even when the main bully tried to scare him. Then, Rancho tricked the bully with a smart setup using a spoon and a wire, which gave the bully a shock when he tried to urinate on Rancho's door. This made everyone laugh and think Rancho was pretty clever. Farhan and Raju didn't know what to make of Rancho at first, but they were definitely impressed. Next, we meet the college dean, Viru, nicknamed Virus, by the students. He's a traditional man who believes life is a competition and students must follow orders to succeed. Virus despises wasting time, which is why he uses Velcro on his clothes for quick dressing. Every year, he tells new students about a special pen designed for astronauts, which he plans to give to an exceptional student, though he's never found one worthy in his 20 years. Virus is proud and has never been questioned until Rancho asks why astronauts didn't just use a pencil. This leaves Virus speechless. The school's janitor, a young boy named Millimeter, admires Rancho's question. Rancho encourages him to attend school unnoticed and gives him money for a uniform. Farhan finds Rancho's personality amusing, but Raju worries he'll cause trouble. Unlike other students who blindly follow professors, Rancho asks questions and loves engineering, often misunderstood as mischief by teachers. There's another student like Rancho, Roy, who's created a brilliant project, but Virus won't consider it because it's late. When Roy's father hears his son won't graduate, he's devastated, but Virus is unyielding. After Roy discards his project, Rancho finds it, improves it, and completes it. They discover Roy's body when they bring the drone to his room. He's taken his own life. At the funeral, Rancho blames the education system for pressuring students, which Virus takes personally and warns Farhan and Raju's parents about Rancho. Farhan's father demands Rancho stay away from his son, but Rancho is more interested in Farhan's passion for wildlife photography, which he's put aside for engineering due to his father's wishes. They visit Raju's home, where they see his family's poverty and the pressures on Raju. As then not having eaten properly in either home they decide to crash a wedding, Rancho criticizes Pia's materialistic fiancé, Suhas, and proves his point by ruining his expensive shoes. Pia, intrigued by Rancho, learns he's her father's student. The wedding is for Virus's daughter, and the trio gets in trouble. Raju, fearing more trouble from Rancho's mischiefs, moves in with Chatter. Before exams, Chatter tries to distract students with adult magazines, but Rancho plans revenge. Chatter, who is poor in Hindi, memorizes a speech for a charity event, not knowing Rancho has replaced words with inappropriate ones, leading to a humiliating speech. Angry, Chatter bets on who will be most successful in 10 years. Pia runs into Rancho by chance outside a store selling expensive watches, right after Suhas has purchased one for her. Rancho decides to conduct a little test and has Pia act as if she's lost the watch, which causes Suhas to lose his cool and insult her, thus exposing his true nature that values material possessions over people. Disappointed by his reaction, Pia ends their engagement and hands the watch back to him. Shortly after this incident, Rancho receives an urgent call about Raju's father suffering a seizure. He and Pia rush to Raju's house and manage to get his father to the hospital in time, saving his life. Raju is immensely grateful for their help, and Pia, witnessing Rancho's genuine concern for his friends, begins to develop feelings for him. When the results of the first semester exams are released, Farhan and Raju find themselves at the bottom of the class, but they're just relieved to have passed. To everyone's surprise, Rancho tops the class, which displeases both Chatter, who comes in second, and Virus, who has a strong dislike for Rancho. Back in the present, Raju and Farhan, accompanied by Chatter, arrive in Shimla to meet Rancho. They go to the address provided by Chatter and discover that the man they believe to be Rancho's father has passed away that morning. During the morning, they encounter a man claiming to be Rancho, but they're confused because he doesn't resemble the friend they remember from college. Unsure of what to do next, they retreat to a nearby restaurant. There, Chatter brags about a renowned scientist and inventor named Funsuk Wangdu, who is about to sign a lucrative deal with his company. However, Farhan and Raju are more concerned with uncovering the mystery behind Rancho's stolen identity. They confront the imposter at the house, who, under threat, finally confesses that he is the real Rancho and the person they knew from college was his gardener's son. He had been educated in Rancho's place because he needed the knowledge and Rancho needed the degree. As per the deal with Rancho's father after graduation, he couldn't keep in touch with anyone as he had promised. Armed with friend's new address, Raju and Farhan set off to find him once again. Back when the guys were in their final year of college, they felt anxious about the upcoming job recruitment process, which was just 2 months away. During a speech about recruitment, Virus insulted Farhan and Raju, declaring that they would never land jobs. He mocked them in front of everyone, calling them idiots. That night, Rancho, Farhan, and Raju got drunk out of frustration. In their intoxicated state, Rancho revealed that Farhan had a letter in his bag addressed to his favorite photographer, someone he wanted to work with. Rancho also criticized Raju for constantly worrying about the future. In turn, Raju and Farhan promised to follow Rancho's lead if he confessed his feelings to Pia. The trio then broke into Virus's house and sneaked into Pia's room. Rancho, thinking Pia was asleep, confessed his feelings, only to discover he had been talking to her pregnant sister, Mona. Despite the mix-up, both sisters were impressed by his proposal. Later, Virus woke up and found urine on his front door. He also noticed Raju's face in the dark. The guys were so drunk that they fell asleep in class and woke up hours later when everyone was studying. Virus stormed into the classroom, finding Raju still drunk from the previous night. Raju was subsequently called to the dean's office and told he would be expelled permanently. Desperate, Raju begged for a second chance, but the dean ignored him. Feeling hopeless, Raju did something unthinkable. In the next scene, we see Rancho and Farhan rushing Raju to the hospital. Thankfully, he survived but was left paralyzed. Pia, who is also a doctor, informed them that Raju could see and hear them, so they should act happy and motivate him to recover. From that day on, Rancho and Farhan did everything they could to bring Raju back. They threw parties for him, shared fake news to lift his spirits, and even bought clothes for his mother. Despite Raju's expulsion being revoked, he remained distant. Then, one day, Rancho lied to him, claiming that Farhan was going to marry his sister, who was desperate for a husband. This news shocked Raju out of his paralysis, and he called them rascals, asking them to stop lying. Raju gradually improved. On the day of the job recruitment, Farhan received a letter from his favorite photographer, inviting him to be an assistant. All he needed was permission from his father. Similarly, Raju fearlessly faced an interview, revealing his bad grades and the reason for his near expulsion. His unique attitude impressed the interviewers, and they offered him a job. Meanwhile, Farhan convinced his father to allow him to pursue photography. Amidst the commotion, Farhan and Raju followed a college ritual by taking off their pants in front of Rancho. However, Virus, who was sure Raju would fail, was unhappy to be proven wrong. Drunk, he declared that he would set the exam questions to make them incredibly difficult. Pia, worried about the guys, secretly gave them a key to Virus's office, urging them to steal the papers. In the present, the guys called Pia, informing her that they found Rancho. However, they discovered she was getting married in a few hours. They changed their route to pick her up. Initially, Pia refused to come with them, even though she was still in love with Rancho. She sat beside her future husband, only to realize that the man behind the headwear was Raju, who had taken the groom's place in a desperate attempt to convince her. Eventually, they ran away, leaving the shocked guests behind. The night before the final exams, Farhan and Rancho had a plan to steal the question papers. They didn't want to do it for themselves but were worried Raju might do something drastic if he didn't pass. So, they stole the paper. When Raju saw it, he refused to use it. Virus sensed this and burst into their room, finding the question paper on the floor. He immediately expelled all of them. With no other option, the guys packed their bags and left. When Virus returned home, Pia revealed that his eldest son, who had died in an accident, had actually taken his own life. Virus had pressured him into becoming an engineer. After sharing this news, Pia stormed away. A bit later, Mona starts having her labor pain, but the city is flooded, so Virus can't drive her to the hospital. Rancho sees this and decides to help. Pia tells him over the phone to put Maya on a ping pong table. They tell Mona to push, but she's too weak and can't breathe well. The only way to help her is with a tool called a vacuum cup. Pia shows them how it works on the computer, and Rancho gets an idea. He thinks he can make the tool with stuff from around the college. After working hard, he makes a homemade vacuum cup and uses it to help Mona. She has a baby boy who cries a minute after being born. Rancho is leaving, but Virus stops him and gives him a special pen meant for an amazing student. He also tries to answer Rancho's old question about why astronauts don't use pencils in space, saying a pencil's tip could be dangerous if it floats around. By the end of the night, Virus forgives the students and lets them take their final exams. In the next part, we see the guys graduating, and Rancho is top of the class again. As the ceremony goes on, he leaves in a taxi, and that's the last time Farhan and Raju see him. They try to find him for years but can't until they get his exact address. When they get there, they discover that Rancho has created an amazing school where kids can learn in a fun way and even make their own machines. A young man welcomes them and tells them that Rancho remembers all of them. He keeps up with Raju's blog and gets every photography book Farhan publishes. When they wonder how he knows so much about them, the young man reveals who he is. It's Millimeter, all grown up. They learn that Rancho brought him to the school to get a good education. Then, Pia finds Rancho teaching by a lake, slaps him, then kisses him. Farhan and Raju come and pretend to beat him up for leaving them, but they understand he had to keep a promise. As they all get back together, Chatter shows up and teases Rancho for being a teacher and not making much money. When Chatter sees Rancho has Virus's pen, he takes it. The group asks Rancho for his real name, and they're shocked to find out he's the famous inventor Mr. Funsukwandu, who Chatter wants to make a deal with. He calls Chatter, and Chatter realizes who Rancho really is. In the last scene, Chatter says sorry to Rancho and follows the college tradition to show respect. The movie suggests that instead of just chasing success, we should focus on doing our best and pursuing what we love. By doing so, success will naturally follow. If you liked this video, remember to subscribe for more, turn on notifications, and leave a like to support the channel.